Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Just a reminder that you can watch all the meetings we cover in their entirety online. You can check them out at town.barnstable.ma.us. The Barnstable Town Council last Thursday night made big decisions to support the wishes of hundreds of student athletes and their coaches and dozens of local business owners on and around Main Street, Hyannis. First, in front of an audience of dozens decked out in Red Raiders colors, the council considered an appropriation order of just over $1 million to reconstruct the track and field at Barnstable High School, which are often deemed unsafe for student athletes and community groups alike. During the public hearing, the council heard a number of pleas to approve the funds, beginning with one from new Barnstable High School principal Patrick Clark.
Starting my position as assistant principal in Sandwich in 2003, their track had been decommissioned, and they were already working on their third year of the MIAA not allowing them to have track and field events of any kind due to insurance issues, potholes, cracks. And that's some of the issues that we're starting to see now in Barnstable. They still aren't allowed to run on the Sandwich track. And for people who follow in the Cape Cod Times, the DeConto facility that they're trying to build, I sat on that committee for almost 4 years. And it's been the better part of a decade that they're trying to build the David DeConto is trying to build a stadium in honor of his brother there. They waited, and now it's going to cost them significantly more, and they haven't had their athletes have an acceptable surface for a track and for their stadium. So I am wholeheartedly in support. I think these monies speak to a commitment of a community in terms of wellness. I think I can say honestly, maybe besides Pete Stringer, Kevin Petrovic, Bill Lord, and a couple of other people in this town, I think I've spent more hours on that track than just about anyone at almost all hours of the day and night. And I'm never alone. That place is used by the community, it's used by students, and it really speaks to a community commitment about the wellness of people of all ages, whether it's the Wednesday night running group, whether it's senior citizens, whether it's the Special Olympics, whether it's the Cape Cod Flyer elementary school students who are learning the importance of wellness and their health. I think the community needs to make a commitment to say that wellness and health and physical fitness is a value, and I think a vote to approve these monies would do that. Thank you very much.
My name is Doug Crook. I'm the head football coach at the high school. And I almost don't want to get up because this comes up to be, football field. It's an all-purpose field for all sports. I have 2 daughters and a son that are in the school district. If you want to go watch a field hockey game under the lights, you can't do it. It hasn't been done in years because you can't play field hockey in that field. Lacrosse game, girls lacrosse, 1 game this year. The boys lacrosse went a little bit further this year because we're hoping this passes. The field's torn up constantly. Other fields are torn up because of that. Practice field, football practice field, which is a softball field, and the JV baseball field also is torn up. Hey, we have a lot of kids playing sports, which is a good thing. They're doing things after school. A lot of kids playing sports with very few fields means that it's a mess constantly. I don't want my daughter playing in the mud. Hey, I got my shovel in my truck. I want to start digging tonight. Let's get this done.
When the votes were finally tallied, the result got quite a reaction from the crowd and from Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Patricia Grenier.
10 yes and 3 no.
That passes. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, through you, I'm stunned, and I would like to thank the committee. It has been an extraordinary year, and for our students who are here to watch democracy in action, you gave them an interesting lesson tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Later, the council took up the issue of the sign code in downtown Hyannis. After years of discussions and planning between business owners and town staff, an acceptable amendment to the code was put before the council, which would allow business owners to display certain types of signs that were previously disallowed and to apply for a special hardship permit to display A-frame signs. And as you'll hear, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce CEO Deb Converse is happy with the proposal.
I'm speaking on behalf of the Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce regarding this ordinance, and I urge you that you pass it. The bid has been working very actively on this for the last 3 years, and finally things sort of came together, and we've got the revisions, and they're not perfect, but they're really good. I think they're more clear than they have been in the past. And so we're asking you to move forward with this, with the caveat, of course, and I think President, I'm used to calling him Fred, so President Chirigotis said that he was going to refer the issue to the planning board to look at other villages in town, so we could see, and we have several from Osterville here tonight that are concerned, and Barnstable, who are concerned about how this will affect them and can they move forward. So it is very alive in the rest of the villages, but I think this is a really good example, and I think the planning board and growth management has worked closely with businesses and us to craft this, and I urge that you approve this and then forward the rest of the villages to be revised as well.
Though there seemed to be widespread support for the sign code amendments among the business community, the planning board, and the town council, when asked for his opinion on the amendments, Regulatory Services Director Tom Geiler was not on the same page, especially regarding the special permitting process for A-frame signs. And that didn't sit well with sign code amendment sponsor, Councillor James Tinsley.
There is a provision in here for a special permit for the signs on the hardships. I'd ask you to think about removing that. It's going to cost a fortune, and it's going to cost the businesses a fortune. When we first started doing this, we were talking about 5 or 6 of these hardship signs. Now you're up to over 100. Each one of those is going to have to file with the planning board, go through a hearing process. They may need the assistance of a lawyer. That's a 2.5-month process.
It's been stated by many, this process has been in motion for 3 years. And now at the 12th hour to come up and say it's going to just cost thousands of dollars and hundreds of dollars when this discussion has happened already, I'm kind of concerned by that. I mean, this has actually been a perfect example for those communities who want something like this to happen to them also in Osterville, Centerville, where we've heard from people tonight. This is actually the perfect outline to how to make it happen. We were said, well, it's going to cost the businesses a bunch of money. They actually have their A-frames already. I don't know where the hundreds number comes from, because when we did the study, there were only 32 on Main Street. And actually, one was at our own Hyannis Library, which I found interesting. So, I mean, some of it sounds like sour grapes to me. But the plain fact is our business owners need this now, not 6 months from now, not 60 days from now. They need it now. And if it's going to take time to get it through the process, then we really shouldn't wait anymore.
Ultimately, the council unanimously approved the sign code amendments for downtown Hyannis, and it was announced at the meeting that preliminary discussions to amend the sign code for the entire town will be taken up by the planning board on June 28th. Now, let's take a look at this week's meetings. On Tuesday, June 22nd, the Barnstable Economic Development Commission meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room at 8 a.m. On Wednesday, June 23rd, the Zoning Board of Appeals meets in the Town Hall Hearing Room at 7 p.m. Preceding that, the Barnstable Recreation Commission meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room at 6 p.m. At 7 p.m., the Old Kings Highway Historic District Commission meets at the Barnstable Community Building on Route 149. On Thursday, June 24th, there's a site plan review hearing in the Town Hall Hearing Room at 9 a.m. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.